Aloha Manga Club, chapter 1309 of Hajime no Ippo is out, and I am disappointed, honestly. I'm just genuinely disappointed in what happened in 1308, which I forgot to review. My bad. In 1309, I was hoping to see something really different, but we're getting more of the same. God, I'm just so disheartened by this. Obviously, I'm still going to follow, read, and review for every single one of you. So let's talk about 1309. Let's talk about the possibilities of where this series can go from here, and if it really makes sense for Sendo to have won this fight between him and Alf. So we open up with a just full page of everyone yelling for Alf. The arena is just cheering for their hometown hero, and obviously with our protagonist being from Japan and not speaking any Japanese, they think this could be an absolutely negative thing. But Sendo is in pain. He cannot move his hand, and as they're leaving, the crowd goes quiet. They think it's going to be something bad. However, the announcer is coming into the ring, and he is very dressed up. He's got a cheetah print thing, like coat thing. He's got some dreads going on. He's got some sunglasses. The dude looks spiffy as all hell. But Sendo is saying, man, I don't want to do an interview. I got to go to the docks. And I'm going to get booed no matter what I say. So I don't want to do this. However, he says one phrase that will let him live on in infamy in the land of Mexico. And he says, Viva Mexico. And his whole team says, you idiot, you just poured gas on the fire, what's happening? But the crowd responds. They are excited, and they start yelling, Viva Tigre, Viva Tigre, just excited and ecstatic about everything that is going on around them. The crowd is ecstatic, and the seconds themselves are saying, man, they can feel the love, they can feel the affection that the country has for Sendo, the respect that he has earned from them. And Sendo says his favorite line, I find a real strong opponent and stick to him, and I win. And then I can tell myself from the bottom of my heart, I am strong. And Ippo is thinking to himself that same thing, that same thought. And he's thinking back to when Sendo says, I really love that moment. Sendo looks at Ippo, smiles, and tosses the microphone in the air. As Sendo jumps over the ring, oddly enough saying, Sayonara, Mexico. I can leave on my own steam. I'm not that injured. And we start to get to the brass tacks of this fight and what's really the lesson that needs to be learned by Ippo. To be honest, I'm surprised that Sendo made it this far. He surpassed my expectations. And Ippo responds to this statement by the masked wrestler, who I cannot remember his name, and he says, he's become even stronger than the Sendo that I knew before. It feels like he was evolving in the middle of the match. Especially from the fourth on, he took on a whole new offensive. He was faster, stronger. He was vigilant about the counter, and he threw punches with the expectation that he would get hit. I understand every single thing that was going on in this entire fight. But what I don't understand, this is Ippo, what I can't understand is that right on right counter at the end. That's what killed me. That's what knocked me unconscious. And I can say from experience that there's a limit to how much you can withstand, how much damage you can take. Punching power, speed, stamina, these can all be trained and increased. But there's nothing you can do to improve upon simply how much damage you can take. And if we take an even bigger peek at the past, we can really start to examine that the damage really builds up fight after fight after fight. So if anything, the more damage that you take, the less damage you can handle in the long run. Which is why one of the constant theories is Ippo is getting rid of all of his accumulated damages from his past fights while he's taking this break. He just doesn't know. But I don't think that's quite the case. Ippo says Sendo went through this exchange and he was always able to bear it. Perhaps he says, I don't know, perhaps spirit and guts are enough to overcome this. I'm not sure. I don't think it's something anyone is capable of. No matter the reason, this was a good learning experience, and I know that I still have tons more to learn. And Ippo starts blushing because the masked man, again, sorry for forgetting your name, says, you know, it looks like you want to get back in the ring soon yourself. And Ippo says, no, I mean, it'll be good for me as a teacher. But let's go congratulate Sendo in his waiting room. But the champion is on his way in. The belt is around his waist. The god of sun and war, the strongest of champions, the man come from Aztec legends himself. Ricardo Martinez is finally here, the pride of Mexico, the very hero of Mexico, has reached the stage. With the tagline, the Almighty descends into the ring. You can't even blink. This is Ippo's chance to get to see how Martinez fights on an absolutely astonishing level. And I, for one, am super pumped to see the fight. I don't care who the opponent is. I'm hoping that it's just a one-sided slapdash beatdown before we get to go see Sendo and Ippo talk to one another. And there are a few things that I'm hoping that happen that, George, you disappointed me with this fight. I'm going to be honest. I loved the fight. I'm not even that upset with the outcome, but it did not feel like there were major stakes, and it doesn't feel like Ippo has really learned his lesson overall. However, he's getting closer and closer to admitting that he wants to go in the ring, but he's not mentally ready. He needs to admit that he himself is the problem. He needs to admit that he is the reason that the ring will be unattainable for him right now. The belt cannot be reached because Ippo is not mentally there, not mentally prepared for what should happen. That doesn't mean to say he can't learn. Spirits and guts aren't something that you learn. There's something that you have to decide. You have to be willing to sacrifice yourself, shave your life away, like he has seen done before encounters. He has seen everyone sacrifice something, but Ippo has only had to sacrifice his body a little bit. Others have shaved away the weight. They've shaved away their freedom, their family, their friends, their job, but Ippo has tried to juggle it all. He's not done what it needs to be done to become a monster in the ring, and I'm hoping that by the end of this fight, by the end of this arc, because it will not be done until after he talks to Sendo, he will learn the lesson that he needs. He will understand that strength does not only come from the physical attributes that you can build up, but from the mental toughness that Ippo has never really had. He's never really shown this kind of unenduring aggression to stand, because that's what it is. It's simply an aggression to never become worse than you are. He's always been willing to just do his best, but sometimes doing your best is not good enough. So here's what I hope happens. I hope that Sendo is forced to retire, the one true rival that Ippo had. I hope that Alfredo becomes a sparring partner at some point in time. I don't know where this is going to go, and honestly, 13-10 could be anywhere. I'm hoping to see just Martinez sweep the ring with everybody, but that's what I can say. Let me know what you thought of this chapter down in the comments below. Again, I am sorry for 1308 being a failure on the review. I will do my best to keep up on that from now on. For everyone new and old, welcome and welcome back. It's your boy Lohuli, and I will see you next video.